Chosen one. There are people connected to your destiny who cannot move forward until you step into your assigned position. This is not about ambition, talent, or effort. This is about authority. Heaven did not place wealth in isolation. It attached it to responsibility, alignment, and leadership. And right now, there are individuals waiting on your decision to rise, because what they carry is locked to what you carry. Chosen one, you were never meant to build alone. You were designed as a conduit, a point of transfer, a living gateway through which provision, ideas, favor, and opportunity flow. The reason the wealth has felt delayed is not because you are unworthy. It is because the assignment requires more than isolation. It requires you to lead what has already been sent. These people are not random. They are not accidents. They are assigned. Their momentum, their breakthrough, and their increase are tethered to your obedience. When you hesitate, the transfer pauses. When you step forward, the flow unlocks. Anointed one. This message is not for everyone. It is for the one who feels the weight of responsibility, even when no one is watching. Stay with this word, because what you are about to hear will clarify why the wealth has been waiting and why it begins to move when you do. If this resonates, stay connected, subscribe and comment 777 as a sign you are ready to step into alignment. Chosen one. There is a reason your spirit has felt restless, even in seasons where nothing looks wrong on the outside. This restlessness is not anxiety. It is not impatience. It is the signal of an assignment approaching activation. Heaven does not disturb people without purpose. And right now you are being disturbed because others are waiting on your obedience. There are people connected to your life who cannot fully rise until you accept the weight of leadership that was placed on you before you ever understood what leadership meant. This is not about a title. This is not about position. This is about spiritual authority. You carry a capacity to create order where others only see confusion, to bring clarity where others feel lost, and to unlock momentum where others have been stalled for years. That capacity is not accidental. It was formed through pressure, isolation, misunderstanding, and seasons where you were forced to grow without applause. Anointed one. I need you to hear this clearly. The wealth you are waiting for is not delayed because of lack. It is delayed because of structure. Heaven does not release increase into chaos. It releases it into alignment. And alignment often begins with people, not crowds, not followers. Specific individuals who have been divinely positioned around you, sometimes quietly, sometimes inconveniently, sometimes in ways you did not expect or even want. I have lived this. There were seasons in my own life where I prayed for provision, for breakthrough, for relief, and yet what kept appearing were people with questions, people with potential, people who needed direction. And I remember thinking, God, I asked for resources, not responsibility. But it was only later that I understood responsibility was the gateway to the resources. The moment I stopped seeing people as distractions and started seeing them as assignments, everything shifted. Chosen one. Some of the frustration you have felt lately comes from trying to move forward alone when you were designed to move forward as a leader. You were never meant to carry everything by yourself. You were meant to carry vision, not weight. And vision only multiplies when it is shared, stewarded, and led. There are people around you who carry pieces of what you need. Ideas you would never think of on your own. Skills you do not possess. Endurance you do not have in isolation. Heaven distributes abundance across people so that no one can claim the glory alone. This is why the transfer requires leadership, not control, not domination, leadership. The kind that creates space for others to become who they were called to be. You may be thinking, but I don't feel ready. Let me tell you something, gently, anointed one. Readiness is not a feeling. it is a response. Many of the figures we admire in Scripture were called while still afraid, still uncertain, still questioning. Moses argued, Gideon doubted, David hid. Yet heaven moved anyway, not because they were confident, but because they were chosen. The fear you feel is not a sign to stop. It is a sign that the assignment is larger than your comfort. Fear often shows up when expansion is near. I have learned this the hard way. Every time my life shifted into a new level of provision, influence, or responsibility, fear arrived first. Not to stop me, but to test whether I would retreat or rise. Chosen one, hear this with clarity. You do not need to eliminate fear to lead. You only need to refuse to let it decide. Carry it with you if you must. Let it walk beside you. But do not let it sit on the throne of your decisions. Heaven backs movement, not perfection. There are people watching you right now, even if you do not realize it. Some of them are waiting for permission. Some are waiting for direction. Some are waiting to see if you will step into who you truly are, so they can finally step into who they are meant to be. Your obedience gives others courage. Your clarity unlocks their momentum. This is how the wealth transfer begins, not with money, with alignment, with people coming into order around a vision that is bigger than all of you. When that happens, resources follow naturally. Favor follows quietly. Doors open without strain. And what once felt impossible begins to move with ease. I remember a season when I felt stuck financially, spiritually, emotionally. Nothing I tried seemed to work. And one day, instead of asking heaven for more, I asked a different question: who am I supposed to lead right now? That question changed everything. It shifted my posture from waiting to stewarding. And when I stepped into that role, provision met me there. Anointed one, you are not being asked to save anyone. You are being asked to lead them, to create order, to establish rhythm, to model integrity, to demonstrate what alignment looks like in real life. Leadership is not loud, it is consistent, it is faithful in small things. It shows up when it would be easier to disappear. Some of the people connected to you will challenge you. Some will reflect your weaknesses back to you. Some will force you to grow in ways you would rather avoid. Do not resist this. Refinement always precedes release. Heaven sharpens the vessel before increasing the flow. There is a reason your life has not followed a simple path. There is a reason you learned through struggle instead of shortcuts. There is a reason you developed discernment instead of relying on ease. All of it was preparation, not for survival, but for stewardship. Chosen one. The wealth transfer you are waiting for is not just about money. It is about access, influence, reach, legacy. It is about being trusted with what affects others. Heaven does not release this lightly. It releases it to those willing to carry responsibility without losing humility. Right now you are standing at a threshold. You can feel it. The old way of operating no longer satisfies you, but the new way has not fully formed yet. This in-between space is holy. Do not rush it. Do not resist it. Listen, observe, pay attention to who keeps showing up in your life. Pay attention to the opportunities that involve people, not just profit, because these people are not obstacles. They are the signal. They are waiting for you to lead. And when you do, the transfer will no longer be held back. Stay present with this truth, chosen one. Let it settle into your spirit. Let it confront your hesitation and awaken your authority. What is coming requires you fully aligned, fully surrendered, and fully willing to step into the role you have been circling for far too long. Chosen one. There is a hidden truth you were never taught. Heaven does not move wealth first, it moves people. Money follows structure and structure follows leadership. This is why nothing truly shifted when you only focused on fixing circumstances. Circumstances respond to authority, and authority flows through alignment. Right now, alignment is being restored in you. There are individuals whose lives are orbiting yours for a reason. Some came briefly and left. Others stayed longer than you expected. Some tested your patience. Some exposed parts of you that still needed healing. None of this was random. Every interaction was training your discernment, strengthening your voice, and sharpening your ability to hold responsibility without losing compassion. Anointed One leadership is not something you apply for, it is something you accept. And acceptance often comes quietly in moments where no one is applauding you. It shows up when you are the one who notices what others ignore, when you are the one who feels compelled to bring order, clarity, or peace into a situation that is falling apart. That pull you feel to step in when others step back, that is not personality. That is calling. I remember times when I wanted to withdraw, to stay small, to focus only on my own survival. It would have been easier. But every time I tried to shrink, life became heavier. Pressure increased. Frustration grew. Only later did I understand why. Resistance creates weight. Alignment creates flow. When I finally said yes to the role I was avoiding, the pressure did not disappear, but it became purposeful. And purpose carries strength. Chosen One. Some of you are tired because you are carrying vision without structure. You see what could be, but you have not yet created the environment for it to exist. Vision without leadership becomes torment. It shows you what is possible, but gives you no way to access it. That torment ends when you step into your rightful place. There are people waiting on your clarity, not perfection, clarity. They are not asking you to have all the answers. They are asking you to go first, to model consistency, to set boundaries, to create rhythm. Many of them have spent years drifting because no one ever stood firmly enough for them to trust the direction. You may have noticed that people naturally open up to you. They tell you things they don't tell others. They ask for your opinion even when you don't promote yourself. This is not coincidence. Authority recognizes authority. Even before you fully see yourself, others sense what you carry. But here is where many chosen ones hesitate. You fear that stepping into leadership will cost you your peace, your freedom, or your authenticity. You fear becoming rigid, cold, or distant. Let me speak to that fear directly. True leadership does not harden you. It refines you. Control hardens. Ego hardens. But leadership rooted in service expands the heart while strengthening the spine. Anointed One Heaven is not asking you to dominate. It is asking you to steward. Stewardship is leadership without arrogance. It is responsibility without ego. It is influence without manipulation. This is why the wealth connected to you requires you to lead. Because anything that multiplies without stewardship eventually destroys the vessel carrying it. Some of you have already seen this pattern. You had moments of increased financial, relational, or influential, but they did not last. Not because you failed, but because the structure was not ready to sustain it. Heaven is merciful. It withholds what would overwhelm you until you can carry it without losing yourself. The people waiting for you are not perfect. They are not fully formed, and neither are you. That is the point. Growth happens in relationship. Maturity is forged in responsibility. Leadership exposes your gaps so they can be healed, not so you can be disqualified. There was a season where I avoided leading because I believed I needed to be more healed first, more confident, more stable. But healing accelerated the moment I accepted responsibility. Confidence grew through action. Stability came through consistency. Waiting did not prepare me, obedience did. Chosen One, you are not behind. You are on time. but timing requires movement. Heaven responds to steps, not intentions. The people assigned to you are part of your next step. They are the bridge between where you are and where the transfer is headed. Some of these people will challenge your patience, some will disappoint you, some will leave. This does not mean you failed, it means you led. Leadership always involves loss, but it also creates legacy. What you model in one season becomes the foundation someone else stands on in the next. You must also understand this leadership will force you to confront yourself. You will see your habits reflected back to you. Your blind spots will surface. Your inconsistencies will be exposed. This is not punishment, it is preparation. Heaven corrects what it intends to increase. If you have been feeling convicted lately, not condemned, but convicted, that is alignment returning. Conviction sharpens, condemnation paralyzes. Pay attention to the difference. Heaven is not accusing you, it is inviting you upward. Anointed one, you are being called to lead with integrity in private before you are trusted with influence in public. The unseen moments matter. How you respond when no one is watching determines how much can flow through you when everyone is. You do not need a platform yet. You need posture. You do not need applause. You need obedience. The people closest to you are your training ground. How you treat them is how you will treat what comes next. There is a quiet authority growing in you. You may not feel powerful, but you are becoming steady. You are becoming discerning. You are becoming anchored. These qualities attract resources without striving. Wealth recognizes stability. Favor follows consistency. Chosen. One leadership does not mean you have all the answers. It means you are willing to ask better questions. It means you are willing to listen, to adjust, to learn, to admit when you don't know and still remain present. Some of you have avoided leadership because you associate it with pain from the past. You were led poorly, controlled, manipulated, abandoned. But your calling is not defined by what you endured. It is refined by it. You are being positioned to lead differently, to break cycles, to establish a new standard. This is why the people assigned to you matter so deeply. They are not only beneficiaries of the wealth transfer, they are participants in it. Their growth and alignment unlock doors that effort alone never could. Do not rush this moment. Do not dismiss it. Let it recalibrate you. Let it reframe how you see people, responsibility, and increase. What is forming now will determine how much you can carry later. Chosen one, you are not waiting for permission. You are waiting for alignment to fully settle in your spirit. And it is settling now. Chosen one. There is a moment every anointed leader encounters when the silence breaks and the weight becomes undeniable. It is the moment you realize this calling is no longer theoretical, it is practical, it is relational, it is now. You begin to sense that what happens next is not only about your life, but about the lives that will be shaped by your decisions. That realization is heavy, but it is also holy. The people waiting for you are not waiting for perfection. They are waiting for presence. They are waiting for consistency. They are waiting for someone who will remain steady when circumstances shift. Heaven entrusts influence to those who can hold steady under pressure. This is why your life trained you in endurance long before it offered you visibility. There is a reason you were exposed to disappointment early. A reason you learned resilience instead of entitlement. A reason you were forced to adapt, improvise, and carry responsibility before you ever received recognition. These were not delays, they were installations. Heaven was installing capacity into you quietly, thoroughly, patiently. Anointed one. The wealth transfer tied to your life is not transactional, it is relational. It flows through trust alignment and stewardship. Money moves fastest where trust already exists, and trust is built when people feel seen, guided and protected, not exploited or rushed. Some of you have been hesitant to lead because you fear misusing influence. You fear becoming responsible for others' outcomes. That fear reveals your integrity. But understand this, avoiding leadership does not remove responsibility, it only delays growth. The responsibility already exists. The people are already there. The question is whether you will step into the role with humility or continue circling it from a distance. I remember a season when I realized people were mirroring my pace. When I slowed, they stalled. When I hesitated, they grew uncertain. That was the moment I understood. Leadership is not about telling others what to do. It is about modeling movement. Your decisions create permission structures for others to follow. Chosen one. This is why your inner alignment matters more than your outer success. People sense when your words and actions are misaligned. They may not articulate it, but they feel it. Authority flows when integrity is intact. When what you believe, say and do form a single line, you are being refined to hold that line. Some of the people waiting for you are wounded. Some are talented but undisciplined. Some are gifted but directionless. You were not assigned to fix them. You were assigned to create structure that allows growth. Structure is not restriction. It is safety. It gives momentum somewhere to land. Heaven works through order. Creation itself began with separation, boundaries and rhythm. Light from darkness, land from water, day from night. Structure precedes multiplication, and leadership establishes structure in human systems. You may notice that chaos irritates you more than it does others. That inefficiency bothers you deeply. That misalignment drains you. This is not negativity, it is discernment. You are wired to sense disorder because you carry authority to correct it. But correction must be rooted in love, not ego. Influence gained through fear is fragile. Influence gained through trust is enduring. The people waiting for you need your firmness and your compassion, not one without the other. There was a time I believed leadership meant carrying everything myself. I thought strength meant endurance without delegation. But that belief nearly broke me. Leadership is not about doing more, it is about enabling others to do well. When you release control and focus on clarity, capacity multiplies. Chosen one. The wealth transfer connected to you will not come through exhaustion. It will come through multiplication, through systems, through people operating in alignment with a shared vision. You are not meant to be the engine. You are meant to be the architect. This shift requires humility. Architects do not receive the same applause as performers. Their work is often unseen, but without their design, nothing stands. Heaven honors builders who remain faithful even when credit is delayed. Some of you have felt overlooked, unseen, underutilized. That season taught you how to see others, how to recognize potential before it is obvious, how to value contribution without needing praise. These are leadership traits. They were cultivated intentionally. Anointed one, you are also being taught restraint. Not every idea needs to be spoken. Not every conflict needs to be addressed immediately. Discernment includes timing, when to speak, when to wait, when to act, when to observe. Leadership requires patience equal to vision. The people waiting for you are watching how you handle pressure, how you respond when things go wrong, how you speak when you are tired. These moments shape trust more than your best speeches ever will. There will be moments when leading feels lonely, when you cannot share everything you carry, when decisions must be made without consensus. This is normal. Even the most relational leaders face solitude, but solitude is not abandonment. It is space for wisdom to form. Chosen one. Heaven often isolates those it intends to elevate, not to punish them, but to refine their hearing, to strengthen their discernment, to anchor them in truth rather than approval. That isolation prepared you to lead without being controlled by opinions. Now the season is shifting. Isolation gives way to influence. Preparation gives way to participation. The people assigned to you are not just recipients of your leadership, they are partners in the unfolding assignment. Do not underestimate small beginnings. Many transfers begin quietly. A conversation, a decision, a boundary, a commitment to consistency. These are the seeds that later produce visible increase. You may not see the full picture yet, but clarity will come as you move. Obedience reveals the next step, not the entire staircase. Faith operates in increments, and each step unlocks more alignment. Chosen one leadership will stretch you, but it will also stabilize you. It will confront you, but it will also confirm you. As you step into it, you will feel both exposed and strengthened. This tension is holy. It is the sign of growth. Pay attention to what feels heavy and what feels right. Heavy does not always mean wrong. Often it means significant, and what feels right may not feel easy. Heaven's assignments carry weight because they carry impact. The people waiting for you are not a burden. They are the evidence of trust. Heaven does not entrust influence lightly. The fact that others are drawn to you is confirmation that you carry something worth following. Stay anchored, stay teachable, stay aligned. What is being built now is deeper than momentum. It is foundation, and foundation determines how high you can go without collapsing. Chosen one. This is the season where leadership becomes real, not as a concept, but as a lived reality. And as you step into it, the flow you have been waiting for begins to recognize you. Chosen one. There is a sacred shift that happens when leadership moves from theory into embodiment. You stop trying to prove yourself and you start becoming anchored in who you are. This anchoring changes everything. It changes how people respond to you. It changes how resistance dissolves. It changes how provision finds you without force. Heaven responds to embodiment, not intention. Many have mistaken hustle for alignment and activity for obedience. But the wealth transfer connected to your life does not respond to noise. It responds to order. Order in your inner world. Order in your decisions. Order in how you steward people. This is why heaven slowed you down before it accelerated you. Speed without structure collapses. Increase without alignment destroys. Anointed one. There is a difference between being busy and being positioned. Busy people exhaust themselves chasing outcomes. Positioned people attract outcomes because they are standing where heaven can reach them. You are being repositioned now, not geographically but spiritually. Your posture is shifting. Your discernment is sharpening. Your tolerance for disorder is decreasing. This is not arrogance, it is maturity. There are people waiting for you not because you are the loudest, but because you are the clearest. Clarity is rare. Most people are confused about who they are, what they want, and where they are going. When someone encounters clarity, it feels like safety. It feels like rest. That is why people gravitate toward leaders who are settled within themselves. You may have noticed that drama drains you more than it used to. That chaos no longer feels exciting. That shallow conversations leave you empty. This is because your spirit has outgrown environments that cannot sustain what you carry. Leadership requires separation before it brings multiplication. Not separation from people, but separation from patterns that limit growth. Chosen one, you are also being taught the discipline of consistency, not intensity. Consistency. Intensity burns bright and fades quickly. Consistency builds quietly and lasts. Wealth recognizes consistency. Favor follows reliability. People commit to leaders who show up the same way on difficult days as they do on successful ones. I learned this through failure. There were seasons when I relied on inspiration alone, when I moved only when I felt motivated, and those seasons were unstable. But when I learned to lead myself through routine, through commitment, through faithfulness in the unseen, everything stabilized. Opportunities trusted me. People trusted me. Provision trusted me. Anointed One leadership begins with self-governance. How you manage your time, how you manage your energy, how you manage your reactions. These small disciplines become the scaffolding for larger influence. Heaven will not entrust you with the weight of others if you have not learned to carry yourself with integrity. The people waiting for you are watching how you respond to delay, how you handle disappointment, how you speak when plans change. These moments reveal more than success ever could. Character is formed in interruption, not accomplishment. Some of you are being refined through repeated tests of patience. The same type of challenge keeps appearing only in different forms. This is not punishment. It is confirmation that heaven is strengthening a specific muscle within you. Once that muscle is strong enough, the test will end and the transfer will begin to move. Chosen One wealth does not only flow to visionaries, it flows to stewards. Stewards understand timing, they understand pacing, they understand that growth must be sustainable to be honorable. You are being trained to think long-term, not just large-scale. Legacy thinking replaces urgency-driven decisions. This is why shortcuts no longer appeal to you. Why opportunities that compromise your values feel heavy instead of exciting. Your spirit recognizes that what comes quickly can leave quickly. What is built in alignment endures. There is also a purification happening in your motives. You are being invited to examine why you want increase, not to shame you, but to align you. When the desire for wealth is rooted in validation, it collapses under pressure. When it is rooted in service, it expands with grace. Anointed One. Heaven is not testing whether you want more. It is testing whether you can hold more without losing yourself. Influence reveals what is already there. If insecurity is present, it will be amplified. If humility is present, it will be multiplied. This is why inner work precedes outer reward. Why your recent season focused more on character than comfort. Heaven builds the vessel before releasing the flow. The people waiting for you will mirror your internal state. If you lead from fear, fear will spread. If you lead from peace, peace will multiply. Leadership is contagious. Atmospheres shift through proximity. You are learning how to carry authority without force, how to lead without manipulation, how to influence without control. These are rare skills. They cannot be taught quickly. They must be lived into. I remember a moment when I realized that my calm was more powerful than my words, that my steadiness brought clarity to others without explanation, that presence itself could lead. That was the moment I understood that leadership is not always directive. Sometimes it is stabilizing. Chosen One. This stabilization is happening in you now. You are becoming harder to shake, less reactive, more grounded. This does not mean you feel less. It means you are anchored deeper. Depth creates resilience. As this grounding continues, you may feel less urgency to convince others, less need to defend yourself, less attachment to outcomes. This is freedom, and freedom attracts provision because it creates space. The wealth transfer you are approaching is not frantic. It is orderly. It is intentional. It is aligned. It arrives when the environment can sustain it. And environment includes people, systems, habits, and heart posture. Do not underestimate the importance of boundaries in this season. Boundaries protect capacity. They preserve clarity. They signal self-respect. Leaders without boundaries burn out or become resentful. You are being taught to say no without guilt and yes without fear. Chosen one. This is the season where you stop leaking energy, where distractions lose their grip, where your focus sharpens. Focus is a form of stewardship. What you give your attention to grows. You are learning to tend what matters. The people waiting for you will respond to this clarity. Some will align, some will resist. Both are necessary. Alignment reveals who can move with you. Resistance reveals what cannot continue with you. This is not loss, it is sorting. Heaven always sorts before it multiplies. Remain faithful in this refinement. Do not rush it, do not despise it. What is being formed now will determine how much influence you can carry without collapse. Chosen one, you are not becoming someone new. You are becoming more yourself. And as you do, the structure needed for the transfer is solidifying around you. Stay steady, stay aligned, stay present. The flow is responding. Chosen one. There comes a moment when everything you have sensed internally begins to settle into certainty. Not excitement, not adrenaline. Certainty. It is quiet, grounded, and unmistakable. This certainty does not shout, it anchors. And once it takes root, your decisions begin to carry weight without force. This is the moment heaven has been preparing you for. The people who have been waiting on you will feel the shift before you announce anything. Authority announces itself through presence, through clarity, through steadiness. When you move from hesitation into embodiment, alignment happens naturally. Resistance weakens, confusion clears. What once felt scattered begins to organize itself around you. Anointed one, this is how divine elevation works. It does not arrive as applause. It arrives as trust. People begin to rely on you without being asked. Opportunities open without explanation. Conversations change tone. You are no longer being evaluated. You are being positioned. I remember the moment this happened for me. Nothing dramatic changed on the outside, no sudden breakthrough, no visible reward, but something internal locked into place. I stopped asking for permission. I stopped waiting for validation. I stopped explaining myself. And almost immediately, life began to respond differently. Doors opened where effort had failed. Provision arrived where striving had exhausted me. Chosen one. The wealth transfer you are stepping into is not chaotic. It is precise. It does not overwhelm. It integrates. It does not distract. It clarifies. Heaven does not flood vessels, it fills them to capacity. And capacity is determined by stewardship, not desire. You have been trained to hold tension without collapsing, to carry responsibility without bitterness, to lead without needing control. These are rare qualities. They were formed slowly, intentionally, and often painfully. But they are now becoming visible in your life through stability, discernment, and peace. The people waiting for you will not all move at the same pace. Some will rise quickly, some will struggle, some will fall away. This is not failure, it is process. Leadership does not guarantee outcomes, it creates environments. What people do within those environments is their responsibility. Your role is to remain aligned. Anointed one, release the burden of outcome ownership. You are responsible for obedience, not results. Results belong to heaven. When you release what is not yours to carry, strength returns. Focus sharpens. Joy stabilizes. This is where many leaders lose themselves by taking on weight they were never assigned. You are learning to lead with open hands, to give direction without attachment, to invest without possession. This posture preserves your peace and protects the flow. The wealth transfer connected to your life will test your ability to remain grounded in abundance. Scarcity thinking creates urgency. Abundance thinking creates patience. You are being trained to operate from sufficiency even before it manifests fully. This inner abundance is what sustains outer increase. You may notice that you are less reactive to triggers that once unsettled you, less affected by opinions, less moved by comparison. This is not indifference, it is sovereignty. You are becoming self-governed, and self-governance attracts trust. Heaven entrusts influence to those who can govern themselves under pressure. This is why your recent seasons demanded emotional discipline, why you were forced to face patterns, heal wounds, and release dependencies. None of that was wasted. It was essential. Chosen one. The wealth transfer will not replace your identity, it will reveal it. Whatever you are rooted in will surface. This is why integrity matters more than image, why consistency matters more than charisma. You are being positioned to carry increase without distortion. The people waiting for you will reflect your posture. If you lead from peace, peace will multiply. If you lead from alignment, alignment will spread. Atmospheres respond to leadership before they respond to resources. There is also a surrender happening now, not a surrender of ambition, but a surrender of control. You are learning to trust timing, to release outcomes, to move when prompted and wait when guided. This rhythm is sacred. It keeps you aligned with heaven's pace. I learned this through exhaustion. There were seasons where I pushed ahead of timing, mistaking urgency for obedience. Those seasons produced temporary results, but long-term strain. But when I learned to move with discernment, everything changed. What once required effort began to flow. Anointed One flow is not laziness, it is alignment. It is the result of cooperation with divine order. You are stepping into this now. You can feel it in how decisions come easier, how clarity settles faster, how peace returns quicker after disruption. The wealth transfer you are approaching will not consume you. It will expand you. It will create room rather than pressure. It will support rather than distract. This is how you know it is heaven-backed. You are also learning to lead without urgency. Urgency creates anxiety. Anxiety creates mistakes. Peace creates clarity. Clarity creates sustainability. You are being trained for long-term stewardship, not short-term gain. Some of what you expected to happen quickly has taken longer than you wanted, but what is forming through patience will outlast what haste could ever build. Heaven values endurance because endurance protects the future. Chosen one, you are now able to recognize alignment when it appears. You no longer chase what is not meant for you. You no longer force connections. You allow what belongs to you to find you. This trust is powerful. It keeps you centered. The people waiting for you will sense this confidence, not arrogance. Confidence rooted in alignment. It invites trust. It invites collaboration. It invites movement. As leadership settles into your life, you may notice that your prayers shift. Less asking, more listening, less striving, more surrender. This is maturity. Heaven responds to partnership, not pressure. You are no longer trying to make things happen. You are allowing what has been prepared to unfold. This is the posture of stewardship, and stewardship attracts provision. Chosen one, the season ahead will confirm what has been forming quietly, not all at once, not loudly, but steadily. You will see small confirmations accumulate, small victories stack, small alignments reinforce your direction. Pay attention to these. They are markers. They are evidence. They are reminders that heaven is involved. Remain anchored, remain present, remain faithful. The people who were waiting will begin to move, and as they do, the transfer you sensed but could not access will begin to recognize you as its rightful steward. You are ready not because you feel strong, but because you are aligned. Stay there, chosen one. As this word settles into your spirit, take a moment to breathe and recognize what has already shifted. You are not leaving this space the same way you entered it. Heaven has been speaking and alignment has been restored. What felt delayed was not denied. It was being prepared for this exact moment. Anointed One, I declare that the transfer you have been sensing is already in motion. Doors are aligning. People are being repositioned. Structures are forming quietly but deliberately around your obedience. This is not a future promise, it is a present unfolding. You are standing in your Kairos moment, the precise intersection of preparation and release. May peace guard your heart as you step forward without fear. May clarity anchor your decisions as you lead with humility and authority. May provision meet you where obedience takes you, and may every burden you were never meant to carry fall away. What you steward with faith, heaven will multiply with grace. Stay aligned, chosen one. Remain faithful to what has been entrusted to you. Look ahead with gratitude, not anxiety, for what is coming will arrive in order, in power, and in perfect timing. And if this word resonated with your spirit, you may quietly mark this moment by staying connected, by sharing it with another who is ready, or by leaving a simple sign of agreement below. The flow is moving. Walk forward in peace.